The current predicament at Arsenal Football Club represents more than just a temporary setback. It constitutes a fundamental test of the squad's depth and resilience at the most pivotal stage of the campaign. The situation has escalated to a severity that directly threatens the club's aspirations for Premier League glory. Arsenal are embroiled in their most significant defensive crisis in recent memory, a scenario so acute that manager Mikel Arteta was compelled to include 16-year-old academy prospect on the bench for a vital away fixture at Villa Park. No? A Villa Park. The image of a teenager being just one incident away from featuring in one of the season's most consequential matches underscores the alarming reality. The most pressing concern for every supporter is the stark fact that the team currently has only one fully fit senior central defender available. Taikiro Tomiyasu stands as the solitary established option in the heart of defence, with a relentless schedule of matches presenting a monumental challenge. This injury epidemic could very well determine the difference between mounting a sustained title challenge and witnessing a promising season unravel at its seams. The context of this crisis is the devastating 2-1 defeat at Aston Villa, a result that concluded an impressive 18-match unbeaten league run in the most brutal fashion imaginable. Soms conceding a winning goal in the 5th minute of stoppage time was a psychological blow, but the underlying structural damage was more profound. Arsenal entered that contest without William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, and by its conclusion, they had also lost another defender. This forced Arteta to deploy his 6 different central defensive partnership in just 22 games this season. Such instability is anathema to title-winning campaigns, where consistency and understanding at the back are non-negotiable foundations. Against Villa, Tomiyasu was partnered with Jerry N. Timber, while Ben White operated at right back. The bench's defensive cover, underscoring the desperation, was a 16-year-old scholar. This is the precarious reality facing a club with championship ambitions. Examining each absence individually reveals the cumulative magnitude of the problem. William Saliba, the defensive linchpin whose performances have been nothing short of phenomenal, has now missed 3 consecutive matches. He sustained a knock in training a mere 24 hours before the Chelsea draw, a timeline that highlights how quickly plans can disintegrate. Arteta has consistently stated that Saliba's return is a matter of days, not weeks, offering a glimmer of hope. However, his absence from the trip to Villa Park, followed by a lack of a post-match update, introduced an element of anxiety. The immediate focus is the Champions League encounter against Club Brugge. While the midweek fixture may come too soon, the subsequent home match against Wolverhampton Wanderers appears a more likely target. His absence is palpably felt. Without Saliba's composure, athleticism and organisational leadership, Arsenal's defensive line appears more vulnerable and less assured. Teams sense this fragility, making his swift return paramount. The news surrounding Gabriel Magalhaes is equally concerning. The Brazilian powerhouse suffered an adductor injury while on international duty with Brazil in a friendly match played at the Emirates Stadium in mid-November. The irony of losing a key player in a non-competitive fixture at one's home ground is particularly grating. Arsenal have sorely missed his commanding presence, aggressive defending and aerial dominance. Arteta's initial assessment that Gabriel would be sidelined for a week remains unchanged. His absence is projected to extend through a critical cluster of fixtures, including league matches against Wolves and Everton, a Carabao Cup quarter-final, and challenging trips to Brighton, and the return fixture against Aston Villa. Gabriel is arguably the team's most influential defender this season, a leader who sets the tactical and emotional tone for the backline. The team's defensive solidity and confidence are demonstrably diminished without his imposing figure at the heart of the defence. Perhaps the most devastating blow of all is the injury to the summer signing. The defender, who had excelled whenever called upon, providing reliable and composed cover, suffered a significant ankle problem during the midweek victory over Brentford. Initial reports, later confirmed by a somber Arteta, indicate a layoff of 6 to 8 weeks. The manager's description of the injury as a complicated and his admission that the time frame is a much more than what we expected conveyed the severity. This loss is catastrophic for the squad's depth. Ford's depth. He had proven to be a more than capable deputy, forming a solid partnership with Tomiyasu and seamlessly adapting to the Premier League's demands. To be deprived of such a valuable rotation option for the entirety of the hectic festive period and potentially into late January represents a monumental setback. It transforms a position of relative strength into one of critical shortage overnight. Wait. Amidst the defensive gloom, there are fragments of positive news regarding other squad members. Declan Rice, who required treatment for a calf issue against Brentford, demonstrated his immense physical and mental fortitude by starting and completing the full match at Villa Park. His presence and leadership in midfield remain indispensable. Similarly, Leandro Trossard made a timely return from his own calf complaint, entering as a substitute at halftime against Villa and scoring a crucial equaliser with a characteristically clinical finish. His subsequent withdrawal was attributed to managed minutes rather than a recurrence, making him available for the upcoming fixtures. However, another complication arose with Riccardo Calafiori's suspension. The Italian picked up his 5th yellow card of the season at Villa Park, ruling him out of the Wolves match. This eliminates another defensive option, further constricting Arteta's choices and compounding the selection headache. The situation with the German forward, absent since the opening day of the season due to a knee injury requiring minor surgery, adds another layer to the squad's attrition list. His recovery has experienced a minor relapse, as confirmed by his national team manager, delaying his anticipated return. Arteta has expressed a strong personal and professional desire to reintegrate the player, praising his character and reliability. The current expectation is for a return around the turn of the year. His versatility and unique profile in the final third are undoubted assets, but his prolonged absence has been a persistent subplot to the season's narrative. Synthesizing these individual cases paints a stark picture of the immediate challenges. The upcoming schedule, a Champions League trip to Brugge, followed by Premier League fixtures against Wolves, Everton, Brighton and Aston Villa, interspersed with a Carabao Cup quarter-final, demands maximum points and squad rotation. The title race is exceptionally tight, with Liverpool setting a formidable pace and Manchester City perpetually lurking with the capacity for a relentless winning streak. And the defeat at Villa already narrowed the gap at the summit to a perilous 3 points, a margin that underscores the impossibility of absorbing further setbacks. This injury crisis is not merely about missing individual talents. It is about the corrosive effect of instability. Constant partnership changes at centre-back disrupt communication and understanding. It forces younger or less natural players into elevated roles prematurely. It projects a psychological vulnerability that opponents will seek to exploit. Yet, within this adversity lies the defining test for this Arsenal squad. The team has already displayed remarkable resilience during an 18-match unbeaten league run, grinding out results with grit and character. Arteta has cultivated a group with a strong collective mentality, an attribute that will now be scrutinised. While the preferred defensive personnel aren't available, the remaining options possess quality. Taikiro Tomiyasu has shown his composure and defensive intelligence. Jurrien Timber's technical quality is undeniable. So, Ben White's adaptability is a significant asset, and the potential for a young prospect to rise to the occasion exists. The coming weeks will measure the squad's true depth, the manager's tactical ingenuity, and the group's unshakable belief in their objective. Navigating this period will require strategic pragmatism. The imminent return of Saliba is the single most important development. Managing the minutes of available players, like Rice and Trossard, will be crucial. Tactical setups may need to provide additional protection to the makeshift defence. Most importantly, the atmosphere at the Emirates must transform into a fortress of unwavering support, providing the team with the extra energy required to overcome these substantial obstacles. In summary, William Saliba is expected back imminently, potentially for the Wolves match. Gabriel Magalhaes remains several weeks away, likely returning in late December or early January. The summer signing is facing an extended absence of up to 2 months. The German forward is progressing but requires more time, while Calafiori is suspended for the upcoming weekend. Rice and Trossard are fit, and Tomiyasu is the lone senior centre, back standing. This is unequivocally a crisis, but within football, crisis breeds opportunity, an opportunity for others to emerge, for the squad to demonstrate its unity, and for the team to prove its championship mettle by triumphing not when conditions are perfect, but when they are most difficult.